Hi, it's Benji on Benji 84.0. All women cheat, or at the very least, have the capacity to cheat. Yep, here we go. Red Pill 101. I've talked about this before. I've talked about this or said words to this effect countless times over the years that I've been creating content. I'm going to talk about it again. So more people, more men, come to understand this. So what do I mean by all women cheat? Well, exactly that. Or as I elaborated there, at the very least have the capacity to cheat, which is close to the same thing. Without going into detail about myself, if I think about all of the more serious romantic relationships I've had with women, two of them, the two most serious, definitely cheated. One with multiple different people, one probably with multiple different people. I know that for a fact. There's one that I think did, don't know for sure. Generally, there's no smoke without fire. Another one slept with someone else. However, I put her up to it. Shows how much I cared about her, right? And then there's one that I'm pretty sure didn't. So that's out of five. Two definitely, one probably, one yes. However, I put her up to it, and one of them no. So that's a 20% non-being cheated on rate. Or yeah. Although, as I say, one of them I put them up to it. One of them I'm not certain. Two of them I'm absolutely certain. And this is me, right? I'm aware of things going on. I don't live in delusion, particularly as time went on and I got older. And this is not just me parroting a load of talking points. First of all, I have made over the years hundreds of pieces of content and talked about this dozens and dozens of times over several years. And second of all, I'm in my early 40s and I have experience with this. Okay, I'm single through choice. I will never get married through choice. Absolutely will not get married. In fact, I'll talk about marriage here. Why any guy chooses to get married to a modern Western woman in 2025, it's beyond me. If any guy that chooses to do that, it's on him. He brings it on himself. He's asking for it. This information's out there. I'm not the only one to have talked about this over the years and to be talking about this now. There are plenty of us talking about this and that have talked about this in the past. This information is out there. And also, if you're red pill like I am, your eyes are open. So you don't need others to tell you. You can just observe. There are two reasons why guys get married in the West to Western women in 2025. There are two. One, the Bible says so. Well, the Bible says lots of things. Or two, everybody else does it. But just because everybody else does something, if everybody else jumped off a cliff, would you do it too? Remember that from when you were younger? I remember that. Well, if everybody else jumped off a cliff, would you do it too? Well, because that's why a lot of guys get married now. In the West to modern Western women because everybody else does it. Yeah, everybody else is stupid too. Everybody else is blue pill. Everybody else is trapped in the matrix. All right, and more fool them. Me saying this might allow someone to leave the matrix. They might become red pill. I might be in the process of red pilling someone, not something I generally do or attempt to do. However, this is a red pill channel. It's in the channel description. And this is a full-on red pill topic. As I said, red pill 101. So yeah, they all cheat. And if they don't, they have the capacity to. It's called hypergamy. The woman is always looking to level up. The woman is always looking to level up. And no matter who you are as a man, no matter how much money you have, how popular you are, because women really care about popularity. They really care about that. That's one of their top priorities. It's shit, in my opinion. I don't give a damn about popularity. It's nonsense. That's the kind of shit that women care about and prioritize. So, as a man, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how popular you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. But if you marry one of these awful modern Western women, you won't have that money for long. It doesn't matter how hard you are, how tough you are. It doesn't matter how tall you are, because women are obsessed with height. And and on and on and on. It doesn't matter what car you drive, what house you live in, what yacht you have, what job you have, how famous you are. There's always someone better. There's always someone bigger and better. And if the woman gets the opportunity, she will attempt to level up. It's called hypergamy. And that's what it is. So it doesn't matter who you are. You could be, you could be Henry Cavill, right? Good old Henry Cavill. You could be him. And if a better version of Henry Cavill comes along, she's gone. She's gone. All right. It's as simple as that. Or whoever else. You could be Michael B. Jordan, right? To throw someone else in there. And if a better version of Michael B. Jordan comes along, she's gone. Hypergamy. That's what I mean. I will be able to keep this quick. So absolutely don't marry them. It's just stupidity. You marry them, you involve the courts, lawyers, and a judge or judges. How do you think that's going to work out? How does it ever work out? I'm not even going to explain it. If guys are still stupid enough to get married in 2025 to these women, this lot, that's on them. I'm just pointing this out. You still do it. It's on you. You're idiots if you do it. It goes beyond blue pill. It enters Forrest Gump territory. I mean, it is. It's full on Forrest Gump behaviour at this point. It really is. And I'll just say it. And I don't care. It's stupidity. They do, right? The vast majority of them cheat anyway. And I'll tell you something else as a bonus. You will be surprised, gentlemen, if you have game, you will be surprised how many women... Gentlemen, if you don't have any game and you don't have any experience with women, or you don't have a lot of experience with women, you will be surprised for men that have game, how easy it is for them to get laid. All right. You will be surprised how easily women give it up to men with game. All right. Immediately. All right. And it will be an eye opener to some of you gentlemen if you ever experience it. I'm not saying to go around doing that. I don't do it. Not anymore. I keep to myself now, through choice. Anyway, so yeah, loads of them cheat. I mean, loads of them cheat. I see it. I know it from personal experience without going into any more detail than I already have. And I kept it very general. Not vague. I was specific, general. I've seen it with people I've known in the past, acquaintances, people I'm just around. I see it all the time, and particularly in the West, because they have been told relentlessly, these modern Western women, that that men are shit, that we're trash, that we're garbage, that we're good for nothing, that they deserve the best, they deserve the world, right? Their tiny little heads are constantly being filled up with this nonsense, crap like The Notebook, the Bridget Jones movies, etc., etc. And those are just the ones I know about. I don't watch soap operas. I don't watch reality shows at all. So I don't know what's in any of those. I don't want to know. They're constantly being told that us as men, that we're garbage and that they deserve better. That's what I mean. That comes back to what I was saying. None of us will ever be good enough for any of them. Not ultimately, which is why if they don't cheat, they have the capacity to not just cheat. If they can, they'll leave. What happens most of the time is they cheat, and the guy they cheat with is not the type that's going to sweep them off their feet and settle down with them, right? So they just stick with henpecked hubby, cuckold hubby, or the oblivious blue pill beta male simp boyfriend, who is also a cucked boyfriend at that point, who doesn't have any idea, doesn't know at all, and the woman will carry on in a sham relationship, and she'll justify it to herself, she'll excuse it to herself, or she won't care. She'll tell herself that he deserves it. Her and her harpy Jezebel friends will get together and say, yeah, these terrible trash garbage men deserve to be cheated on, deserve to be treated badly, treated like shit. These women, the vast majority of them, these modern Western women, treat their guys like shit because they have it in their minds that men are shit and are to be treated like shit, and that they're all princesses, they're all amazing, they all have superpowers, they're all Captain Marvel on steroids, and men are nothing. right? That's what's in their minds. That's why they watch crap like The Notebook. And I'll come back to The Notebook here. I despise that movie. I've seen it twice with females, obviously, and it encourages cheating. So the married woman goes back to her hometown, sleeps with the bad boy ex, then goes back to hubby. Hubby doesn't know, and then they live happily ever after. It encourages cheating. It encourages cheating. It glorifies cheating. That film is disgusting, and that's why women love that film so much. She goes back, cheats on hubby, with the bad boy ex, who's never going to settle down with her, who didn't in the first place, and then she goes back to henpecked hubby, who doesn't know any better, and they live happily ever after. Brilliant, brilliant! What a brilliant message, and that's what they believe in. I can't put a figure on it because, I mean, there are figures around 50%, 60%, right? I'm going to say potentially 100%. I'm not going to say that applies to males because most males can't cheat. All right, they're not capable of it. They just about land one woman, right? They just about land one woman. They feel, because they're in their feelings, lucky, right, to have one. And first of all, they're not going to go running around cheating. Second of all, they can't because they've only just about managed to land one for themselves. These aren't studs, all right? These aren't playboys. These aren't players. These are guys that don't believe in themselves for a start and maybe shouldn't. They're not necessarily very impressive individuals, right? It still doesn't make it right cheating because the vast majority of these women are not impressive. I mean, the state of some of them. I'm not talking about dime pieces here, all right? I'm talking about well below average. All right, well below average, with delusions of grandeur, ideas way above their station. Anyway, I mean, this has been discussed at length now for years, not just by myself. If I could put a figure on it, I just did, and I'll do it again. 100% of them cheat. 100% of modern Western women cheat under the right circumstances. I've known this since I was 18. All right. Now, as I said earlier on, I'm in my early 40s. I'm not just parroting talking points here. This is not the beginning of me making content either. I've been making content for several years now. And I'm in my early 40s. I have experience. Okay. I've borne witness to others' situations and I've had my own situations as well. All right. I know what I'm talking about. And at 18, I observed more than I had personal experience. But I knew it then. 100% of them cheat. I'm just going to say that 100% of modern Western women will cheat under the right set of circumstances. That is a guarantee. Okay, that is a guarantee. Bear it in mind. Bear it in mind. It is key. It is crucial. And whatever you do, gentlemen, do not get married to one of them. And if you do, it's on you. So, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone if you think they might get something from it. Subscribe, and when you do, ring the notification bell. Comment. This is Benji on Benji 84.0. Hasta pronto.